Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Sam. I'm so glad that you've joined me. Whether this is your first time or you have been someone that has watched a ton of my videos, I'm grateful that you've tuned in today. I'm honored that you would spend these next few minutes with me. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to accelerate your recovery. Now, that can be really touchy because you kind of think, accelerate? Sam, you've talked a lot. There's hours upon hours of your videos. Are you telling us that we can hurry the process? No, but we can accelerate the process of recovery for ourselves if we will do a few things and if we'll use a few accelerators. Just like alternatively, you can delay the heck out of your repair work. You can delay the heck out of the entire process if you make some of the mistakes that I'm going to talk about today. Unfaithful, this is great stuff for you today, because you can actually do some pretty heavy lifting, if you will, and work on yourself and make your partner really pleased at your diligence. You may say, but Sam, my partner isn't really willing to do a lot of work. Well, you can still do work on you, and Unfaithful, I promise you, if you keep working on you, even when you're betrayed is kind of not willing to do much work, long term, they're going to be very proud of you because you didn't need their affection, their affirmation, their applause to do your own work. You did your own work because it was the right thing to do. Betrayed, this is going to be great for you because you need to do your own work, regardless of what has happened, to help you feel better about yourself. And I'm sure if you're a betrayed, if there's a way to accelerate the healing, if there's a way to accelerate the process, you're probably interested. And you may say, but Sam, my unfaithful party is dragging their feet, is disinterested, or what have you. What are you talking about? You can accelerate your own healing. Because I'll tell you, there comes a point where you may have to say, look, I can't control what they're doing. I can't even be caught up in what they're doing. I can work on me. I must work on me. I must work in me. And whatever they're going to do is whatever they're going to do, but I'm going to be happy with me, and I'm not going to put my healing subject to what somebody else does or does not do. Let's get right into it. For starters, we oftentimes will stall our own work. The problem is when we stall or when we delay or when we drag our feet, we're signing up for more of what we already have, if not worse of what we already have. And we have to ask ourselves, is stalling our own work really helping us, or is it just creating the opportunity for more pain and frustration and hurt and outright agony? I was talking to someone the other day, and I know this person pretty well, so I was using some verbiage and some direct communication that maybe I wouldn't have used with a stranger or someone I've only talked to a little bit. And I finally kind of heard them talk, heard some excuses, some justification, whatnot, and I said, let me ask you something. Or let me make a statement. Maybe you're not in enough pain yet to create urgency. And they looked at me. Now, this was a friend of mine, so they had a few choice words, a lot of expletives, and ultimately they said, you might be right. We come to the point where we have to ask ourselves, does it hurt enough? Does it hurt enough to where we're finally willing to do some work? Now, I know some of you might say, Sam, hold on. You're blaming me for being a victim of this monstrosity, this traumatic event. You're blaming me saying I don't hurt enough because I'm not doing enough work. No, what I'm saying is, are you doing work? Awesome. Are you doing work? No, not really. Why not? Whether you're unfaithful or betrayed, why not? Why are you not doing the work that you could be doing to help yourself heal? I know what I did at a certain time in my life is I just tolerated pain because I had hoped things would get better. I had thought maybe things would get better. We are master tolerators. We tolerate pain at the mere hope that things might get better. And we subject ourselves to misery, and we just kind of get comfortable with it. We get immensely comfortable with being miserable and we don't do anything about it. We blame, we rationalize, and I'll come back to that in a minute, but we just get comfortable and we get miserably comfortable and then we don't do anything and we have to eventually come to the moment. Now this is going to hurt, and I know that this is like really direct, but we can all learn from this type of direct conversation. Are we in enough pain? Are we in enough frustration to actually do some work? Because until we are, we're going to remain stuck. You've maybe heard this quote before: until the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of changing, we'll pretty much stay the same. We'll do a lot of things instead of changing, or instead of doing the work to change. We'll medicate, and that might be some of the reason why we have an addiction or we've had an affair or multiple affairs. But we'll medicate through all types of different things and substances and acting out. We will lie to ourselves and we'll give ourselves false hope to temporarily comfort us. We will blame, we will excuse, we will rationalize, we will put our head in the sand, we will just get busy. And at the end of the day, let me just tell you, you are in too much pain to just keep staying busy. You have encountered, if you're watching these videos, you've encountered way too much trauma and pain and life-changing hurt to just keep doing what you've been doing and then be surprised that you wake up in 5 or 6 months or 5 and 6 years and wonder, why hasn't anything changed? Okay, Sam, what do we do? Here's a few things you can do to accelerate recovery work. Number one is you can smell the smoke. What that means is you can play a video of what you have right now, 6 months down the road, 6 years down the road, 16 years down the road. Is that what you want? Take a moment, sit with yourself or sit with your partner and have an honest discussion and say, is this how we want to keep living? Is this what we want 5 years from now? Is this how you want to see me? Is this how I want to see you? No. Then you are going to have to make changes. If your partner has left, this might be a good conversation that you have with yourself, and you sit and you play the movie out 5 years and go, do I want to be in this position 5 years from now? If not, what are you doing? What work are you doing? What type of repair work? Sam, we're so busy. You know what? If you're too busy to be good to yourself and love yourself, you are too busy. You can read books, not very expensive. You can go onto our website, affairrecovery.com, not very expensive at all, to just go on the site. You can read thousands of articles for free. You can watch thousands of videos, not just by me, for free. You can do a free boot camp program. You can look at our online courses that are not very expensive, and if you are in super tight financial duress, you can actually apply for a scholarship. There is work that you can do. Number two is you can recruit change agents into your life, or you can have a care team around you. That may take you educating some friends. I've had to sit with friends at times and say, look, dude, I need you. But here's what I don't need. I don't need you to tell me what you would do. I don't need you to tell me what you think I should do in terms of my marriage or my kids or anything. Here's what I need. I need you to hold me accountable. I need you to ask me, am I doing these things? When's the last time I did this? When's the last time I did that? Ask me the tough questions. Love me, care for me, but I need you to help me change. But here's what is untouchable with this type of world, infidelity. There are some things you don't need that other people might be able to have and tolerate, but you can educate your care team. Now, you may be seeing a therapist and you're like, Sam, I really like this therapist, but they don't know what they're doing with infidelity. Send them articles, send them videos, send them resources and say, hey, look at this. This would really help me. I really love the fact that you're caring for me and you've helped me in a lot of areas, but in the infidelity, not so much. Can you help me this way? Give them tools and resources, educate them. There's nothing wrong. You're paying for them to help you. You have hired them to help you. You can help them do a better job if you really are committed to them, or you may have to find a new therapist or professional to support you. Another thing I would highly suggest is maybe it's time to reevaluate your change agents and care team. Maybe you've been seeing the same therapist for a year and not much has changed. Maybe you've grown used to that voice. I don't know if the problem is them. I don't know if the problem is you. maybe it's time to reevaluate your care team and your change agents and look at how much change there is in your life. Next is, and this one hurts, so buckle in. We all have to stop lying to ourselves. Now, that's just the cold hard truth. Some of you love that I'm this direct, some of you are offended by it. I never am willfully trying to offend anyone, so I apologize in advance. But at the end of the day, we lie to ourselves to justify our behavior, our addictions, our struggles, our mindsets, the way that we're stuck, the way that we're not changing. We will lie to ourselves. And if we want to change, if we want to accelerate our healing, we have to stop lying to ourselves and we have to get absolutely, ruthlessly honest with ourselves. We have to stop playing the victim and making our lack of change everybody else's fault. And we have to finally look at ourselves and go, where have I contributed? I know you're like, Sam, stop. But it's true, I've had to do this with myself time and time again. Where have I contributed to the mess that I am in? I put myself here. I am here because of me, so I have to heal me. I have to repair me. I can own me, but I can better me by doing my own work with a level of seriousness and acceleration that I may not have ever had before. Finally, and this might be the toughest one, is you've got to express your needs to your partner. Some of you just said, we're done, next video. I get it, but here's the thing. You expressing your needs to your partner or spouse or significant other creates the opportunity to see where they are at. Because if your needs are not being respected, if your needs are not being heard and validated and worked towards meeting, as long as they've been put through the filter of expert help, through your care team, through that expert that you're working with, or the organization like ours that's helping you find out what's realistic and what is not. If it's been put through those filters and you express to them, hey, I need a date night. I need full disclosure. I need you to at least work on full disclosure. I need therapy. I need some type of course or intensive, and they still can't buy into that. Well, what is that doing? That is helping you see where they are at. Ultimately, that is helping you get an idea for what the future may or may not look like, and that helps you make decisions. Do I want to sign up for 6 more months of this lack of effort? Do I want to sign up for 6 more years of this type of living because they are not making me a priority? That is helping you see where you may or may not be going. As you look back one day, you'll be able to say to yourself, if the relationship doesn't make it, you can say time and time again, I worked on me. I tried to work with them. I expressed my needs. It was never a priority to them. I gave them chance upon chance, and you know what? It was never enough. I can hold my head up high and realize I did everything I could to save the relationship. But if you haven't done those things, that's going to be a very tough conversation to have with yourself, and it makes healing that much harder. If you can utilize this information, I firmly believe with all my heart that you can accelerate your own healing. You can generate momentum. You can be proud of yourself. You can accelerate this thing. I hope that you will. I hope that you can utilize these things. If you have more questions, leave a comment on any of the platforms that you're watching this on. I do my best to answer them. I hope that today gets just a little bit better. I hope that you can do maybe just a little bit more work on you and in you to either better yourself or better your relationship. You're not in this alone, I promise you.